about this SWOT analysis, I have discussed about. Firstly, I have discussed about the strategic planning. Then we have this in the strategic planning. We have discussed like there is no any structured format or a proper format for any kind of strategic planning, and each company will have their own format. But there are few elements that are common. So in that part, we have discussed about the business mission, vision, statements, then objectives. Then we have discussed about this. What else we have? Yeah, we have discussed about the internal analysis and the external analysis. That is SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Now the next that comes is the competitive advantage. That is identify the sources of competitive advantage. The competitive advantage, if any firm talks about the competitive advantage, it's basically all about the unique features of the products or the company's offering and your target market as well as your competitors. So if there is any organization, an organization want to know what means want to get or want to use its opportunity and the strengths in order to get this competitive advantage, then the organization should focus on the unique features of the company and its products that are perceived by the target market as a significant and the superior competition. So competitive advantage will include the unique features of the company's offerings, company's products or the services. Second, perception of your product in the target market's mind. And the third is basically the competition. So what are the three things that you should keep in mind at the time, or any company should keep in mind at the time of measuring their competitive advantage? Is it's first the unique features of the products and the services, then second the consumer's perception in the target market, and third the competition in the sense who is your major competition in the market, like in the target market, suppose there are consumers, then what is the consumer's perception, whether the consumers like your product or your competitor's product, and also what is the position of your product in the consumer's mind, so that's in the first position or in the different positions. That is basically known as the brand image. So all these includes the competitive advantage. So whenever somebody asks you what is competitive advantage or how the firms can get the competitive advantage, then it's basically all about the unique features of the products and the services. Second, it will be the consumer perception in the target market, and the third will be the competition in the market. Now, there are basically the three different categories or the three types of the competitive advantage. The first is the cost, second is the product and the service differentiation, and the third would be the niche. Now, the first is cost. Cost competitive advantages when the company is having or company is making the products that is not that is of very cheap that is very cheap, or you can say that the company sells the product in a very less price as compared to their competitors, then that firm will known as the cost competitive advantage. The best example for this, you can take the IKEA furniture, or you can also take the Walmart. So Walmart or the IKEA furniture, what they do, they simply sell all type of products and the qualitative products, but at the price which is very cheaper as compared to their competitors in the market. So, what are the sources, or how the company can get this cost competitive advantage? So, it will be in the terms of like obtain the inexpensive raw material. Second, create efficient scale of plant operation, and the third is design products for the ease of manufacture. If the company is able to get this inexpensive raw material, or the company is having the inexpensive this raw material that you are using, when you get it, it's inexpensive in the sense that the price will be less, but not in terms of quality will be good. So that is known as this, then and only then the company can have this cost competitive advantage. You are getting very inexpensive raw material. Second is create efficient scale of plant operation. That basically includes the how does your means organization is technologically advanced, how efficient your employees are, or how efficient your labor force are, how skilled your labor force are. So it includes the basically the production efficiency of your organization, and you can get the production efficiency means your organization will have a high production efficiency if you are technologically advanced, and if you have a very skilled labor force and experienced labor force, then and only then the company will get this efficient scale of plant operation. So it basically includes the technologically advanced organizations. Second, the skill labor force as well as the employee productivity. Then the third part basically design products for the ease of manufacture. So the company should try, if company's main focus is to have the cost competitive advantage, then the company's main focus should be on the means basically on the size of the product or the design of the product, or basically the product that the company will make. It should be no frill product, means you will provide the basic features of the product but not, because you are having this cost competitive advantage. So cost competitive quality product will be okay, but maybe there may be features that should be less. So the organizations who are following this cost competitive advantage, they will provide you all features, basic features, but because they have to maintain their cost also, they have to maintain a very less price. Accordingly, they will do some changes in the features of the product. And no frill product, so instead of making the product in a very curvy shape, the organization will make a very simple shape product. That is also known as a no frill products. That is, design wise the product will be very simple, or the features wise also the product will be very simple. So these are the three main sources for any organization to have this cost competitive advantage. That is inexpensive raw material. Then second will be your efficient scale of plant operation that will come because of this technologically advanced organization, plus the skilled labor force. And the third would be include the no frill products, or design wise as well as feature wise the product would be very simple. Now what are the sources of cost reduction, or of what?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please. Yes.
Ma'am, in the exams, if we are asked that what do you mean by cost competitive advantage, then we will write those 3 points, and like we will explain those points, right?
No, you will explain this now. Just go through the book, you will get the explanation of these points. So you will explain, not only in this exam you are not supposed to write these 3 points only. Suppose the question is of 5 marks, then you have to explain. You will write these 3 points and then you will explain what is an inexpensive, or what is this create efficient scale of plant operation. At least 2-3 lines you will mention.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so now the sources of cost reduction. How the company can reduce the cost, or how the company can reduce the cost of production. So first is basically this. Second is efficient labor force. Third is no frill products, government subsidies, product design, and the product innovation. No frill products and product design, I have already explained. Instead of making very curvy shaped product, or very shape wise, the product would be very simple, because it will ease the manufacturers to produce that product, or it will save time also if the design would simple. In terms of features also, the company will provide the basic features, because in that cost they have to cover the basic features. So feature wise also, you can get the good quality products, as well as the shape wise also it would be very simple. So these are the different sources, like no frill products and the product design. This first that comes is the experience curve. So basically experience curves means the cost decline as the experience with the product increases. Suppose initially when the company launched that product, and in the first year, in first year, like every hour the manufacturer produces only 4 units of that product, or every month the manufacturers or the production unit produces only 400 units. But later on, as the product gets older, what happened, the experience with the product, the consumers, sorry, the laborers get skilled. Laborers will get skilled, and they will, initially they were producing 400 units in a month, but as they experience the product, then what will happen, in a month they can produce 800 units also. So what will happen, so initially एक महीने में the company is producing 400 units, but as the experience or the products are getting older, after 1 year or 2 year, what will happen, the manufacturing cost will reduce, the advertisement cost will reduce. How the advertisement cost? Because your product is now older, and the organization, sorry, the consumers are now aware about your product. So that means you have to spend very less amount in advertisement or different kind of sales promotion. And also labors are habitual, you can say, or they have already experienced the product. So initially they were making 400 units, but in a month they can, now they are making 800 units. So here also there is a cost reduction, you can say, because the efficiency have already increased, the production efficiency has increased, and in the cost at competitive advantage we have already discussed, create efficient scale of plant operation. So this is all about the experience curve. Then the efficient labor force, I've already discussed. If you have a skilled labor force, if the employees, the labor force efficiency is high, they means if they can make, instead of making 400 units, if they started making 800 units in a day or in a month, then it will help the organization to reduce the cost. No frill products and product design I have already discussed. Government subsidies, the government will provide you different types of supports. Government will provide you the monetary benefits also, and through policies they will provide you some non-monetary benefits also. So that benefits will also help the organization to reduce the cost. Product innovation is basically what should come under this product innovation? Can anybody explain? Production innovation.
They can apply the latest technology to produce.
Yes. In production innovation, the company can use the latest technology. If see, whatever points I have discussed or written here, all basically come from these 3 points. Inexpensive raw material, then create efficient scale of plant operation. I said you should have the skilled labor and the technologically advanced company, and design products for the ease of manufacture. That will include the product design as well as the no-frill products. So experience curve I've already discussed. Efficient labor force and the production innovation, that would come for this second point, that is technologically advanced organization as well as the skilled labors. No frill products and the product design is basically your will come under this point, the design products for the ease of manufacture. Then this government subsidies is basically obtain inexpensive raw material, because government is providing you some support, you are getting the subsidies from the government, so it will also help you to reduce the cost. So these are the 6 different sources of the cost reduction. Raj, is it clear?
Ma'am, can you please explain no frill products again?
Sorry.
No
frill products basically, feature wise the product will be very simple, and suppose actually pen is not working, that's why I'm not able to design it. Suppose instead of making any curved product or design wise, shape wise, the product will be simple. Like suppose you want to make a soap, so creating a rectangular shape or the square shaped soap is easy, or creating some circular or semi-circular soap is easy. So basically अब rectangular box बनाना उसको या फिर उसको एक circular shape देना is quite easy as compared to उसको ellipse or hyperbola shape you are making soap, or some design you are providing. So that is known as a no frill products, and that would come under this no frill products and product design. This design wise the product would be very simple, उसको बनाने में time कम लगे आपका, and the means उसका time कम लगे as well as cost उसका कम है. And also the feature wise the product should be means very simple, basic features it will provide, quality would be there. Suppose you take the example of mobile phone, smartphone, and that small phone, smartphone and a small phone. So small phone, the company those who are making this a small phone, they are having this cost reduction, means they have the competitive advantage in that small phone. Small phone will provide you all the basic features, like you can call the person, you can now small phones also provide you that that internet facility, and also the messaging services there. So that is the example that would come under this no frill products as well as the product design. Okay.
Yes,
I was asking Arifa, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the second type of competitive advantage is basically the product and the service differentiation. As we have already discussed about the cost, like in terms of price of the product, the organization can have this competitive advantage. If not price or if it is not cost, then what else? The second option that is available is the product or the service differentiation. The provision, provision of something that is unique and valuable to the buyers beyond simply offering a price lower than that of the competition. So as its name is here, product and service differentiation, so uniqueness of your product and service in the consumer's mind, okay, or the consumer's perception towards your product. That is known as product or service differentiation. Now, how the organization can get this? So you can get this product or service differentiation in terms of brand name, in terms of strong dealer network, in terms of product reliability, in terms of service image, and in terms of service. So brand name and the brand image, these two are the similar points. Like brand names and image is basically the position of your product in the consumer's mind. If I give you the example of mobile phone, or if I say mobile, then the first brand that basically comes to your mind, it can be Apple. The second brand that comes to your mind, it can be the Samsung. The third brand that comes to your mind, it can be the Vivo. Fourth brand that comes, it can be the let's say there is some brand, let's say XYZ brand, and that comes to the fifth position. So why not the first position? Why not your brand is in the first position? Why it is in the fifth position? So because that is the product and the service differentiation. Apple have differentiated its product, Samsung has differentiated its product, and that's why they're in the first or the second position. Why not your brand, or why not your organization's product is coming in the first or second position? So that is, so you have to make, the company have to think like how we should make our product in the ranking wise, my product should be, or in the consumer's mind, my product should be at the first place or the second place. That is known as a brand and the brand names and the image. And company can get this position, first position or second position in the consumer's mind by providing the product and the service differentiation, by providing some unique features in your product, by providing, so that the consumer perception is important. If consumer perceive your product very differently, or consumer perceive your service very differently, then definitely next time they will be the brand loyal, and next time they will repurchase your product. Or if you are a service organization, or suppose you have some restaurant, if the consumer are very happy about your services and the quality of food, then next time definitely they will revisit your restaurant. And also they will also create a positive word of mouth, and that is the power of this brand name and the image. So brand name also plays a very important role in creating this product and the service differentiation, and image is basically the position of your brand in the consumer's mind. Second point that comes is the strong dealer network. Strong dealer network is basically that comes like availability of your product. See how easily your products are available to the consumer. Suppose I want to, the best example for this is can be the Maggie. आप कहीं भी चले जाओ हिली एरियाज में, कहीं पे भी, anywhere you will go, you will find the packet of Maggie. कोई भी चाय वाला shop is there, and they will at least आपको plain Maggie you can get. So that is a strong dealer network. So this availability, जहाँ पे भी आप जाओ and you want to have that product, you can get. So that is known as the strong dealer network, and in that way the company can have this product or the service differentiation. The third that comes is the product reliability. It is also depends on the brand name and the image. If brand name is high, then obviously the customer can rely on the product. If Apple launches some headphone, या Apple का कोई भी आप product ले लो, then because of the brand name or because of its image, you can rely on that particular product. Yeah, that product is from Apple, or that product is from Samsung. So yeah, brand is good, image is also good. So you can easily, consumer can easily rely on the product. So that is the product reliability. Service is type of service you are getting, whether it's an after sales service, or in terms of service organization also, if you are in the hotel industry, so what kind of service you are providing. So these are the basically that comes under this product or the service differentiation. The 3 points, that is brand names, product reliability, and image, more or less related to each other. Strong dealer network is different, and this service is different. So these 5 points that comes under this product and the service differentiation. Is it clear, or if you have any doubt, please ask.
No, ma'am, clear.
Okay. Now the third type of competitive advantage is niche competitive advantage. What is the meaning of this niche competitive advantage? That is used by small companies with limited resources and maybe in a limited geographic market. Suppose you all, like, you have formed a group and one organization, your organization is having some product and service, so you can say it can be a initially, at initial level, it's a niche I am having the niche competitive advantage. Means your target area or the target location is basically, or the target market is simply in the Bhubaneswar or your hometown, and because you have a very limited resources, the fund wise you are very limited, the labor force, you have a very limited labor force, so your main focus is, suppose I'm living in the Jatni area and I'm making some packet of biscuit or the surf packet for the people who are residing nearby in Jatni area. So that is what the niche competitive advantage. When any organization is having a very limited resources, as well as they limit themselves in itself in a very limited area, or in any particular region, or any particular you can say simply a city also, then that would come under this niche competitive advantage. And if companies makes the market share or the market leader for the local products in that particular area, then they can focus on, or then they can think of having this product or service differentiation at higher level. If this, then or a company can get either this product or service differentiation at higher level, or they can also think of having this cost competitive advantage. Okay, so if there is any newly launched organization, suppose you can take the example of your organization also, you can say initially, at very initial level, you are having this niche competitive advantage. Okay, class, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys are sleeping?
No, ma'am.
अगर नींद आ रहा तो बता दो.
Ma'am, I have a
No,
doubt.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. I had a doubt in the last slide. Miss, why do government provide subsidies?
Sorry.
Why does the government provide subsidies?
What is government
Why
subsidies?
does yes?
Or government is supporting the small manufacturers, you can say, or the small companies also. That's why government is in the power, and the government will provide you the money. If some organization or there is some startup, the government is providing so many funds to the, in the policy also, government is providing the funds and the different monetary and
Ma'am.
non-monetary benefits to the manufacturers, small
It
manufacturers.
is a type of motivation actually.
It's a kind of motivation, you can say.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
If you want to start your own organization, you can get the fund. Okay, so government is providing you to, and also the government of India, that is Narendra Modi's main aim is to make in India and local for vocal, whatever. So that is the main, that would come under this government subsidy, because government is providing you the monetary and the non-monetary benefits both. Now your task is to use that benefits and come up with some new startup or idea leke aao. Okay,
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
clear?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now the next slide, that is all about the strategic direction, or basically that is also known as the strategic alternative, because there is one matrix that is known as ANSOP's strategic opportunity matrix, or in short it is also known as ASOM matrix, or in short it is also known as ANSOP's matrix. That is basically, this matrix actually helps the organization to know the strategic direction, like in which direction they should proceed. If they have the proper strategic plan, then this matrix will help the organization to know like which strategy or in which direction we should proceed. So what is this ANSOP strategic opportunity matrix? This is basically based on the type of product the organization is having. Suppose organization want to continue with the existing product, or organization want to launch some new product, or some value addition in the existing product. Then and in terms of market, if organization want to launch or start with the existing product but in the existing market, and second, there will be the new market. Just you can take the example matrix. It will look like this, like present product, new product, present market, new market. So based on the type of product, whether it's the existing product or whether it's the new product, second, whether it's the existing market or whether it's the new market, based on these two categories of product and the market, there are four different strategies, or there are four different strategic directions that the organization can get. What are those direction, or what are those strategies? So these are the market penetration, product development, market development, and the diversification. Now the question is, what is market penetration? If you have your own product or existing product and now you want to sell the same product in the existing market, initially you will have a very high market share, but there are so many competitors in the market who are making very quality product, and your market share comes down. Then what will happen? The company will have different options. So first option that a company will have is the market penetration. And market penetration, what the company will do, they will again start, or they will sell the product, they will sell the same product without giving any value additions or very small changes in your product, and you will again target the existing customer base. Just like the example of Fair and Lovely, the market share of Fair and Lovely, when it decreases, then what will happen? The Fair and Lovely makes a lot of promotion, like they are giving the scholarships and all. So or also Amul selling milk to the existing customer base. If the market share of the existing product goes down, then what will happen? The company have one option that they can do. They can target the existing customers by providing them different offers in the existing product. That is the market penetration. In market penetration, you will make the huge advertisement, you will provide a different kind of discounts to the consumers in order to increase your market share. So your organization will continue with the present product and in the present market, means in the existing market. Second type of strategy, or the strategic strategic direction, is product development. Means this product development is, a company will make new product, but the company will sell the same product in the existing market. That would come under this product development. Means you will make this, if suppose company is not getting success with the existing product selling in the same market, then what the company will do? Company will do some changes in the existing product, or company will launch something new, and then they start selling it to the existing customer base. Then that is known as a product development strategic direction or strategy. Like Amul develops flavored yogurt. Okay, initially what happened? Amul started, when the market share of Amul goes down, then Amul started selling the milk to the existing customer base. Means what Amul did? Amul sell the milk to the, means Amul, what Amul did? Amul ने अपना same product से अपना continue किया and in the same market. Then second step that Amul take is Amul develops flavored yogurt. So in order to increase its market share, Amul gets an idea कि if I started making the flavored curds and I'll sell it to the existing market or existing customer base, then I can get profit. So that is that strategy is known as product development, in which the company will make new product, but they will sell the product into the existing market. Then the third that comes under this market development, the third type of strategic direction, or the third strategic direction or third type of strategy is market development. What comes under this market development? The company will continue with the present product, but they will sell the present product into the some new market. Suppose you are making or whatever you, any example you can take. Let's say the McDonald's. So McDonald's, Amul enters markets such as Mauritius, UAE, Australia, and Singapore. Like McDonald's, apna same burger leke, they were entering into the different countries. Or suppose you have your own organization or your product, then with the access, suppose you have target with the same product you have target the Bhubaneswar. Now you want to increase your business to other areas in the Odisha. Then that would be the market development. Now you are continuing with the same product or service, but you want to increase your market share and you want to increase your target market. Or initially your product were targeted to only urban consumers. Now you want to sell your product, same product in the rural area, and that is known as a market development. Then the fourth that comes is the diversification. Like you will have the new product, totally innovative product, and you will sell that product in some new area. Then that is known as a diversification. Like Amul enters pizza and a quick serve restaurant business. So what the Amul, instead of making this milk products, Amul ekdam se they have diversified and they started making pizza and a quick service restaurant. So basically the product line is totally different, and also they have started there this quick service restaurant business. So that is overall new product, and they have also targeted the new, they have their new market. So that is the diversification. So these are the four different opportunity, or you can say these are the four different strategic directions for any firm. That is market penetration, product development, market development, and diversification. If you have any doubt, please ask.
Ma'am, what is the difference between the diverse and new product?
Diversification and
Ma'am, new product.
diversification and new product matlab
what
diversification
is the
strategy. Diversification strategy will be used if the organization has started making something new and they will sell the new product into the new market. If you take the example of McDonald, when McDonald came to India, what will happen? McDonald initially, अपने country से आके when they came to India, so they have just entered into the new market. Now the Indian consumers, they have studied the psychology of Indian consumer, and they found that ki Indian consumers are not, means they more like, or they are more inclined towards the this veg burger, not to the non-veg and all, or beef burgers. So then what happened? They have changed the overall menu. So you can say the McDonald have done this diversification. They have entered into the new market, they have entered into the Indian market, and as per the psychology of Indian market, or you can say simply as per the need or demand in the Indian market, they have just come up with the new product. Like instead of making that burger, they are in the burger line, but instead of making that burger non-veg or beef burger, they have started this veg burger for the Indian consumers. So new product as well as new market. So that is the diversification. And what is your second question, Chandini? Who was asking?
No, ma'am, that's it.
That's it?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the last side. I will explain this, and then later in next class we will discuss. Yeah, that is the selecting the strategic alternative. There is one more matrix that helps the organization to select the different kind of strategic to make the, or to which strategy they should follow. So that matrix is known as basically the BCG, Boston Consulting Group matrix. Boston Consulting Group, or in short, it is also known as the BCG matrix. And this BCG matrix helps the firms to know or to select the strategic alternative. So if you have a look in the BCG matrix has the two dimensions, or it is basically have two, you can say two coordinates. What are those coordinates? Is first is market share, and the second is market growth rate. Now the question is, the market share is basically the relative market share, or in short, it is also known as RMS, relative market share. Second is market growth rate. Now the question is, what is the meaning of relative market share? So relative market share basically means your share or your organization's share divided by your biggest competitor in the market. Suppose your organization's share in the market is, let's say, 5, and your biggest competitor in the market will have share of, let's say, 10. Then what will be the relative market share? It will be 5 by 10, and the value will be 0.5. Or in other words, you can say if your share in the market is, let's say, 10, and your biggest competitor in the market will have share 5, then what will be the relative market share? It will be 10 by 5, and the value will be 2. Okay, so the concept of relative market share is okay. Second is, okay, one more thing. If any organization is having a very high relative market share, then this organization will generate a lot of cash. Please note this point, if any organization is having a very high market share, then the organization will generate a lot of cash. Why the organization will generate a lot of cash if they have a very high market share? Can anybody explain? Because your market share is high, people are aware about your products, then what will happen? The company have to invest very less amount in the promotion part, and that's why the cash will be generated from this if the organization is having a very high relative market share. Okay, high relative market share implies the cash generation. Second part is market growth rate, means the rate at which the market is growing, or simply in other words, very simple language, you can say the growth rate of the organization, the rate at which your organization is growing. Now, if the organization is having a very high growth rate, then that company will consume lot of cash. What I said, in case of high relative market share, the company will generate cash. But in case of high market growth rate, the company will consume cash. Okay, why the company will consume cash, or there will be a cash consumption? Because in case of high market growth rate, your market is still growing. Then there will be the demand in the market. And in order to supply your product, to fulfill the demand of the consumers, what you are supposed to do, you will make a lot of production, means as per the demand. Because growth rate is high, then definitely demand is high, and when demand is high, then you have to make the production of your products. You have to make more people aware about your product. You have to put a lot of advertisements and efforts for the selling of your product. So that's why if organization is having a very high market growth rate, then it will consume a lot of cash. And if the organization is having a very high market share, then that will act as a cash generator. Okay. Now, if there is any big organization, so I have already given you the concept of SBU, or if you take the example of this XUV, in XUV there are different SBUs, or there are different schools, School of Commerce, Sustainability, HRM, RM. In the same way, if you take the example of ITC, so under ITC there are different SBUs. Some is in tobacco line, some is in hotel industry, some is in the FMCG products and all. So different SBUs. Now this PCG matrix, there are the 4 different strategic alternatives. What are the 4 different strategic alternatives? The first is known as star, second is known as problem child or question mark, third is known as cash cow, and the 4 is known as dog. Now, what is the meaning of star? If you look at this star, you will find here, in case of star, the company will have a very high market share. See, the market share or relative market share, high and low. In case of this growth rate, this is low and the high. So you will make it, firstly you will draw the line in x-axis, you will write RMS, that is relative market share, and you will write high and low. In the same manner, in y-axis you will write the market growth rate and you will write high and low. Now the first that comes is the star. So star is what? When the organization is having a very high market share as well as the organization's growth rate is high. Okay, both is high, then that SBU that comes under the umbrella brand is known as a star. So star is high market share and high market growth rate, or in other words you can say this star will generate a lot of cash. Why the star will generate a lot of cash? I've already explained that if organization is having a very high market share, then it will, relative market share is high, then it will generate cash. So here also you can see the relative market share is high, so organization will generate cash, but market growth rate is also high, so there will be a very high cash consumption. Whatever earning the organization will get because of this, or that SBU will get because of high market share, that would be reinvested by the organization for the purpose of promotion, for the purpose of making the availability of your product, for the purpose of the production and all. So star is basically the high earning consumer, or high earning. Stars are basically earning is high, or they are the cash generator, but they are the highest cash consumption in the organization. Is it clear, class? They will generate high cash as well as they will consume a lot of cash. Class, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the
Yes,
second,
ma'am.
okay, so the second is problem child or the question mark. Now, if you look here, the problem child and question mark will have a very low relative market share is very low for the problem child and the question mark, and the market growth rate is high. So if this problem child and question mark is having a very low market share, it means they are generating very less amount of cash. Okay, but market growth rate is high. Although there is a demand in the market, but still company or that SBU or that particular brand is not able to make the profit. Okay, so what will happen? There is a very less cash generation, but there is a very high consumption of cash. So sometimes what happens in case of problem child and question mark, the brands that come under this problem child and question mark will have the negative profit, because you are not generating any cash. Instead of generating, there is a consumption of cash. So sometimes what happens, the profit of the organization is negative. So that is known as problem child and the question mark. Third that comes under is the cash cow. Cash cows are basically have a very high market share, relative market share is very high, and the market growth rate is very low. So relative market share is high, it means this cash cow will generate cash, but the market growth rate is very low, it means that it will consume very less cash. So what happened here, the cash generation is high but the cash consumption is very low. That's why it is known as cash cows. Then the fourth that comes is the dog. Dog is basically will have a very low market share as well as a low market growth rate. If the market share is low, then what will happen? There is very low cash consumption, and also there is a very low market growth rate. So cash generation is low as well as cash consumption both will be low. So you can say that these are the four kids of any organization. The first kid hota hai, that is known as star, and he is earning more. This kid is earning more as well as iska is earn bhi kar raha hai aur spend bhi zyada kar raha hai. Spending power is high for stars. ये ऐसा बच्चा है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का that is earning very less because इसकी earning cash generate नहीं कर रहा, earning is very less, but इसके खर्चे बहुत ज़्यादा, he is spending more. Organize this brand is spending more. So that's why it is known as problem child or question mark. The third is cash cow. This is a very innocent child. What this cash cows do? They will earn more, but इनका spending power is very less. They spend very less amount. So that's why ये जो होंगे आपके parents के सबसे अच्छे बच्चे होंगे, because they are earning and they are not spending. And the fourth is dog. Dog is basically they are earning less and they are spending less. So these are the four different kids, you can say in a simple language, or basically the four different strategic alternatives for the organization, that is star, question mark or problem child. Third is cash cow and the fourth is dog. Do you have any problem? Then please ask. Any doubt?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Understood.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
You guys are listening to me or not?
Yes,
सुनोगे
Yes,
नहीं
ma'am.
तो कोई डाउट ही नहीं होगा.
समझ रहे हैं ना?
Okay. So these are the four different strategies. Basically, based on this star, question mark or problem child, cash cows and dog, there are four different strategies that the company can use. Like the first strategy is build. Build is used by the
Ma'am?
organized. Yes, please.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, can you give an example of ma'am, can you give an example of the ma'am ma'am, the problem child or the question mark? Can you give an example for that?
Problem child or question mark, you can take any example. Suppose if you take the example in cash cows, you can take the example of Lifebuoy or this Nestle, Maggie, because the company here in cash cows, let me explain this first. Here in cash cows, the company will means in the existing product, company will not do any changes, but the product is already selling. Like लाइफ बॉय है, उसमें कोई वैल्यू एडिशन नहीं कर रही है कंपनी, इट्स जस्ट अपने आप बिक रहा है, मैगीज अपने आप सेल हो रहा है. इन द सेम वे, just like integrated phone or the palm device, problem child, you can take the example of that mobile phone company. There are so many companies that are making this smartphone also and this small phone also. So there may be the possibility like because the consumers, आप किसी को भी देखो, the smartphones are there available in 3,000 rupees also. So
Blink.
company is making the phone, that small phone also, there is a demand in the market, but they are not earning profit. So you can take here that small phone also as an example. For different brands, you have to identify for that particular brand whether it will act as a problem child or a question mark, or whether it's a star for the that particular organization, or whether it's a dog or a cash cow. So if you take the example of that small phone, although there is a demand in the market and that's why the organization is making, but still the selling is low. आप 100 यूनिट सेल करोगे बिकॉज वो फोन 700-800 रुपए में 1,000 रुपीज में आता है. सो प्राइस इज वेरी लो एंड डिमांड इन द मार्केट, बट यू आर नॉट एबल टू अर्न द प्रॉफिट. सो एग्जांपल में आप स्मॉल फोन भी ले सकते हो इन दिस केस आल्सो. Who was asking the question?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Now these are basically the portfolio matrix strategies, that is build, hold, harvest, and divest. So the first that comes is build. This strategy, the company, if the company thinks that this problem child or question mark, if organization thinks that if we spend some money in problem child and question mark, so maybe there may be in future there is a possibility that this problem child or question mark can be a star. Okay, then in that case the company will use this strategy build. Suppose you have your own organization, or your organization is making, suppose your organization is making 4 different products. So there may be one product, like there is a demand in the market, but still you are not able to manage the profit. You are not able to earn the profit from that particular product. So you may have a thinking like, if I do some changes in the existing product, if I invest some more amount in the given product, then maybe in future this particular product can be a star. So this product will give me some more money. So that in that case, for the problem child and the question mark, this build strategy is the option that the organization can use. Okay. Second is hold. Hold is basically used for this cash cows. Why? Because in the cash cows, I said that cash cow will have a very high relative market share and a very low market growth rate. High relative market share means the cash cows are the cash generator and very less and consume very less cash. So organization is getting profit without doing any consumption. Organization is earning money or getting profit from that cash cow. So organization can hold that product. Means the organization will not do any change, will not advertise that product. Simply it's selling. अपने आप sell हो रहा है and organization is getting profit. So for cash cows, this hold strategy is the option. It's basically an option. So organization can hold the cash cows. The third that comes is the harvest. Harvest strategy is used in short run. जहाँ से जितना पैसा मिल रहा है, organization will get. So harvest strategy is used for the problem child or the question mark, then cash cows and for the dogs, but not for the star. Why? Because stars are those brands that, stars means stars. They are the shining star for the organization, you can say, or they are the main brands that come because of that particular product or because of that particular brand. The organization is earning profit, or organization's brand value is very high, or organization's equity is very high, or the image because of that particular brand or that particular product, the umbrella brand having a very high image in the consumer's mind. Then so for that purpose, so in case of harvest, the organization just want to earn the small profit in the sense like they can earn the profits from the cash cow, they can earn the profit from the question mark or problem child, and they can earn the profit from the dogs. So in harvest strategy is used for all except the stars. Then the fourth that comes is the divest. Divest basically used for the question mark or problem child and the dogs. Why? Because they are not giving any cash, or they are generating very less amount of cash. Then the organization may think whether we should means spend more money in order to make these brands as a star, or we should stop the production of that particular product because they are not able to get enough profit. So organization will have a option to divest or to stop the production. So these are the four different strategies. In exam, there may be 1 mark question also. And for what kind of strategic alternative, which strategy is used. So if I ask for build, then you will write the build strategy is mostly used in case of problem child and question mark. Because organization have a thinking, if we spend some amount in that problem child or question mark, then in future we can get we can make this problem child or question mark as a star. So build strategy is used in case of problem child and question mark. Second is hold. The hold strategy is used for the cash cows because the organization is getting money or organization is getting profit without spending much amount. So that would be in case of cash cows, this hold strategy will be used. Harvest strategy is used for all except stars. So it will be used for the cash cows, it will be used for the dogs, it will be used for the question mark. And the divest strategy will be used in case of problem child or question mark and the dogs. Clear, class?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am,
What
one.
is the harvest? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so ma'am, the divest, why can't it be used for the star, ma'am? Because the star has its own market, means
Please.
it has a settled market. So reducing down the reducing down the input may not affect. Ma'am, we should think of like reducing down the inputs to get higher outputs. Divest can be used in the stars also. I'm thinking like.
Divest means basically to stop the production of that product. If organization is not earning profit, then organization may think of stop production of that particular product because there is no demand, or if there is a demand, still the organization is not able to manage the profit. Organization is not getting profit, organization is not able to generate cash, so they can stop production of that particular product.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I thought divest means reducing the amount of input.
No. Divest means stop producing that product. So
Okay.
it can be
Fine,
in
ma'am.
case of problem child or question mark, or it can be in the case of dogs also, because both are the low earning members, low earning SBU. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
And others are clear, like build strategy will be used in which case? Class?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
organization.
Problem child and question.
Yeah, problem child or question mark. Hold strategy is used for?
Cash cows.
Very good. Harvest?
Everyone except star.
Yeah, everyone except star. And this last one is divest for?
Problem child and
To stop the production, or if they're earning less.
Okay.
Didn't get the meaning of harvest strategy.
Harvest is basically, harvest से अभी आपको क्या लग रहा है कि harvest करना means you will, the organization or company will try to earn the profit. Short term में जितना उसको profit because of cash cows, because of this dogs, or because of this problem child or question mark, they can just get all the profit. Because the organization is main focus is on the star and the cash cows. बस cash cows को अपना already without any doing anything, it's already अपना sell हो रहा है product, so उसमें कुछ ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं है. जो profit मिल रहा है, the money जो मिल रहा है, the organization can use that money in order to support star because their demand is high, their market share is high, they are the cash generator, but cash consumption is also high. तो वो स्टार है, वो डेवलप कर रहा है, देन डेफिनेटली अदर मेंबर्स की जो अर्निंग होगी, अदर एसबीयूज की अर्निंग होगी, दैट अर्निंग विल बी यूज्ड बाय द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू सपोर्ट स्टार. सो दैट इज द हार्वेस्ट स्ट्रेटजी. क्लियर?
Okay, ma'am. Yes.
क्लियर?
Yes,